Yeah! Oh yeah! What is up, everybody? Welcome to the KillJoy Jake YouTube channel. What's going on, everybody? How's it hanging? Want to say hello to some of my favorite people out here. We got Darjean. I'm sorry, man. I'm just gonna butcher that. Scary Movie and the Frighteners. Great choices, my friend. Good stuff. Hang on, real quick. Gotta take this music down just a little bit. Oh man, it's blasting. Got a blast. We got Aaron with us. I love Marty. Horror Zaddy. Goddamn right. Love it. Villain killing Dylan. Yeah. Oh, Scary Movies 1, 2, and 3. I really like the first three. The rest of them kind of dip for me a little bit, but I like it. James Leclerc. You like The Wolf of Snow Hollow 2020? I have not seen that one. Interesting. So James and everybody else in the chat, I tried to pick some movies that we would be very familiar, some bigger names in the horror comedy space, some more modern stuff too, but we got some classics as well. We got some 80s movies on the list. We got some good stuff out there. We got Sarah Campbell with us as well. What's up? How's it going? Welcome. Thank you for being a KillJoy cult member. I appreciate you. RJ Skorenki is saying, I probably butchered that too. I'm sorry, RJ. Buffy the Vampire Slayer, all the Scary Movie franchise except 5. That's fair. Vampire in Brooklyn. I have not seen that. I hear it's good. And the Monster Squad killer movie, of course, too. Very nice. Buffy the Vampire Slayer. We'll have to do a TV show bracket at some point. Hello, Sammy. What's up? Welcome. Albert is here too. What's up, Albert? Barb's with us. What's up? And hoping that Sarah is doing good on her vacation. She's on a vacation right now, which is nice. Johnny Hideout UK. What's up? So good to be back. Sorry about no stream on Friday. Old Jake was busy, but we'll have a stream this Friday, and I'll have another one in the middle of the week too at some point. So welcome. Larry, what's going on? What's up? I have a friend with me tonight who is dressed perfectly for the occasion. We'll be bringing him on in just a second here, but want to say hello to a few more people. Denisha, what's up? Welcome. Thanks for being here. Appreciate you. Mr. Fazbear saying, what's up, Jake? Hope you're doing well. Just wanted to tell you that I'm writing a script for a psychological slasher. Ooh, I was just wondering what's your favorite horror subgenre? Psychological horror, baby. Fuck up my brain. I want to be upset by the time I'm finished with the movie. Scary Movie without a doubt. Shit, we might have Scary Movie make it to the end of this. Holy crap. Thank you, Denisha. I appreciate it. Got all my hairs cut this past week. Renfield, very good choice. Underrated choice, Chris. A newer addition to this. Very nice. Todd in the book Pure Evil is the most underrated horror comedy. Interesting. Okay, I'll have to check that out. Very, very interesting. What's up? That sounded scary. Welcome, my friend. Welcome. Are we deciding on intentional or unintentional horror comedies? Like The Pope's Exorcist is definitely an unintentional comedy. You know what? Maybe next time we'll do unintentional comedies. That'll be really funny. Oh man, get ready for a lot of what's up. Oh yeah, you know what? And listen, we gotta do the fucking clip real quick. I mean, it's just so fitting. What's up? Love it, man. All right, let's bring on our esteemed guest who's starting his very own YouTube channel real soon here. Darjean or Darbiscuits. What's going on, Ghostface?
First Black Ghostface. How you guys doing? What's going on? I'm so happy to be back. Back at home.
Welcome back, man. We love having you here, dude.
I'm happy to be here. This is one of my favorite. I love horror comedies, so I think I love them a little bit more than horror movies. So,
that's a hot take.
Most horror movies wind up being funny. As many as I've watched, they just wind up being funny to me at a certain point. So,
sometimes they are.
The intentional and unintentional ones, because that was a great question. Some of these are very unintentional, I feel like. So. Oh
yeah, okay, yeah. Some of these on this list. Well, there's one in specifics that is definitely an unintentional comedy. We'll talk about all of that real soon here. Darjean, tell us a little bit about your upcoming horror channel that you're working on.
Yeah, so, I love doing these things. I love being a part of this community that is YouTube and horror movies and all that stuff. So I'm actually coming up with a channel called PB&J Horror Channel. It's actually right there under my name after Black Guy. But what I plan to do is just kind of review horror movies, go see movies in general. It's not just all horror, but I just love movies in general. So I have a friend who wants to do the Insidious series because he has never seen any of them. And with the new one coming out, I'm hoping to do kind of let's watch all the Insidious movies and get drunk every time we get scared. And
Oh, I might have to crash that.
But I just want to have fun, and I like seeing your guys' faces. So if you want to, check it out, at PB&J Horror Channel. The reason it's called that is because I'm actually allergic to peanut butter and jelly, and what better way to call a horror channel than something that can kill you? So
yeah, that's a great story. That adds so much more to that, man. That's killer.
It adds a lot.
Oh man, shit. Well, that's awesome, man. Well, hey, make sure to subscribe to PB&J Horror Channel. It's right there on the screen if you have no idea what I'm talking about. So go subscribe, check it out. They're gonna get some good videos up on there real soon. I'm excited for it, man.
Worked so hard on the design. So if anything, just admire the work I've done so far.
Hell yeah, man. Hell yeah. Old School has thrown $2 up there saying, what are your thoughts on Ready or Not? So Darjean, this was one I didn't necessarily put on the list. I think that this one leans a little more into horror, but it definitely is silly. You know what I mean?
It has its comedic moments, but I think that because it's so intentional on being, having those characters have to be funny. I think some of the things on this list are, although they have to be funny, I think that Ready or Not wasn't intended to be just a straight up comedy like some of these movies are, and even the unintentional ones, they're so bad they're hilarious.
We got a few of those.
We have a few of those. So I feel like Ready or Not is the one film where it's just kind of in the gray void area. I don't feel like it's intentionally a horror comedy to add to the list. It's a great one. It is funny and it has its moments, but it's also like really good / also like really good as a horror film. So I don't know if I want to add it to the list.
I think there's a big debate as to if there's a horror movie that's funny and a horror comedy, like if there's a difference between those two things. And I think with this one, that is the one that's kind of drawing the line somewhere in that middle ground, like you were saying. Ready or Not, though, in my opinion, has some crazy scary moments, like some moments where I'm like, oh, like the nail, dude, holy shit, like that's crazy, man. I don't like that at all.
I just think of myself as I think of it like as a white Get Out. And I just, I'm like, if I was in that situation, imagine just your family be like, oh, let's play Uno with a shotgun.
oh, shit. Okay. You guys are intense.
Who wants to do that? So I think, that alone just makes it even more scarier that, it is this weird game of hide and seek, but also it's this intense, scary, realistic version of what happens if people do actually come after you and actually try to kill you. You have to survive the night and you didn't even know it.
Right. Exactly.
She was like, this is dumb. This is stupid. And then someone dies and she's like, okay. Okay. This is real. Okay.
And, to that point, too, I think there's a lot of really good horror comedies out there. And unfortunately, we can only fit 16 on this bracket. And I try not to do my personal top 10. I try to put ones on here that everyone would be familiar with. Admittedly, Ready or Not probably would have been a really good choice, but I tried to do a bigger variety. We have a lot of 80s and 90s stuff on here. We also have some more modern, we have a movie that came out last year on the list. We have a movie that came out in the early 80s on the list. So I think that I tried to get a more diverse kind of look at it. So it feels very random, I think, but I think that is going to lend itself to some really fun collisions tonight.
Yeah, Vampire in Brooklyn was the one that I missed. That's one of my favorite horror comedies. And
I've never seen that. Is that on Netflix?
Dude, I think I have the DVD if you ever want to watch it.
Oh, hell yeah, dude.
Wes Craven directs.
Okay.
Eddie Murphy as a vampire.
Okay, I've heard of this movie. I know what you're talking about. I've never seen it though.
This movie, Angela Bassett's in it.
Okay.
Black Queen herself is in the movie. Iconic. That's a good cast. It's very silly, but also it's Wes Craven, so it has that fun. It has that style that really lends itself to being I think one of the greats, but also know I'm very biased because I grew up on that movie. So,
oh hell yeah, man! I have those too though. Piranha 3D, I will defend till I die.
Listen, Scary Movie 1 is one of the only movies I will continue to watch until I die. Like I want Scary Movie to be buried with me. It's like I want my coffin to be made out of the DVD, just like the shitty thousands DVD.
I'll bury this mask with you too that I got back here. I will.
I want the funeral to happen, and everyone's like, "All right, please." And then they open. You don't even see my face until you open the coffin, and you just see "What's up?"
Oh my god!
I want animatronics to, like, move my head at the same time.
We get like a robot in you somehow. Yeah, fuck it. Yeah, that's great. Old School, thank you so much for the $2. And Hollywood Guy, I see that you're eager to see the list, so we're gonna throw it up on screen here real soon. Throwing $5 in there. Thank you so much. Really appreciate that. Saying, Jake, is Killer Clowns from Outer Space on the list? If not, it better be. Nah, I'm kidding, bro. It's good to be here. Well, Hollywood Guy, my friend, you are going to be very excited to see this list finally. Let's just talk about it right now. Killer Clowns is on the list, baby.
Woo!
Goddamn right it's on there. Come on. I mean, that might win it all, honestly.
Listen, honestly though, if you want to talk about the full all-around horror comedy and unintentional horror comedy, I think Killer Clowns is like top tier. Like,
oh yeah.
Definitely top 3. Definitely top 3 of unintentional best horror comedy movies ever made.
It's one of it might be my favorite just goofy B movie ever made, dude. It's so fun. It's so funny. It's so ridiculous. And then it has some like crazy gore and kills. It's like super outlandish and bizarre. I don't know. There's something about it.
The soundtrack is phenomenal.
Yes.
For this very, like the theme of Killer Clowns from Outer Space is just gorgeous.
Right. I don't know. It's a really fun movie. I'm really hyped to talk about all these bad boys. So let's just get right down to brass tacks, baby. Hollywood Guy, thank you again for your $5. I'm gonna, you know what? And Hollywood Guy, because you said a specific movie in there, I'm writing down 5 for Killer Clowns right now when we get to that. So y'all who don't really like Killer Clowns all that much, y'all better start freaking out a little bit, shaking in your boots.
You better step up.
Step up, man. I love it. Thank you so much again. Let's get right on into this. All right, Darjean, let's talk about this first matchup, which already is going to break my heart just right off the bat here. And I thought this would be a fun one to start with to really get the juices flowing. We have... Oh yeah, I know you like juices, Darjean, so I thought we'd throw that in there.
Yeah.
We got Tucker and Dale versus Evil versus Cabin in the Woods. Now, Darjean, what are you going with here?
All right, so we got an intentional horror comedy with an unintentional horror comedy is what I see. Cabin in the Woods is probably one of the best horror films to come out of this decade. Maybe the top one. So I think that it's great in terms of film, in terms of gore and scares, and the jokes are fucking hilarious. But my vote has to go to Tucker and Dale versus Evil because they make something so goofy into like kind of like this like lighthearted, warm-hearted horror comedy about misunderstanding people. Like, it's the last thing. I watched this film on Netflix years ago, and I was like, this is just something to throw on in the background. And then as the movie kept going, I was like, why is this movie actually really fucking good? Like, why is it? And in terms of comedy, like, the comedy is just a lot more prevalent in this film than it is in Cabin in the Woods. So my vote goes to Tucker and Dale.
Hell yeah. All right. Tucker and Dale for the first vote. That's, this one it's not easy by any means, but man, I just love Cabin in the Woods. It's so good. Dude, this is so hard. This is honest to God, so far, and we've only done one. This one's going to break my fucking heart right off the bat. I love both of these movies. You want to talk about films you grew up with, both of these bad boys. Yes. I saw both of these so many times after they came out, dude. And something else that I want to say is that if you feel very passionately about anything you see on this list tonight, you can throw in $1 as a vote, and that will go a long way. Sarah Campbell, in fact, has just thrown in $5 Canadian for Tucker and Dale versus Evil. Bam! So we got 6 votes for that, and as you guys may or may not know, me and Darjean only have a single vote. So basically, it's your guys' decision tonight to see what makes it to the finale, and it's going to be a lot of fun getting there, let me tell you. These are some of my favorite streams to do, Darjean. You probably already know that, though.
Listen, I'm always waiting for Jake to text me and be like, "Hey, want to do a stream?" Always waiting and ready. So.
Oh yeah, man, dude, this is gonna be a blast tonight. I'm so excited.
Oh yeah, this list, this lineup is just phenomenal. It's gonna be hilarious.
Oh, without a doubt, man. So Sarah Campbell is saying this ripped my heart out, but I have to vote Tucker and Dale. It made me laugh so hard I almost threw up. We got your friend.
We got your friend.
This movie's hilarious. When the guy runs into the fucking the log and he's not paying attention, that is so fucking funny. Like, this is like dark humor at its very best in a lot of ways.
And also just to add on to there, I like how they turn the story on itself with, like, of course, hillbillies are like the scariest things that you can have with all the movies like Wrong Turn and all these other, and even though those are like mutant hillbillies, they're still kind of hillbilly type of things.
Yeah.
But, it really turns the story on how our misconception of people could really make us the bad guys in the end. And I think that's like super deep and way more deep than Cabin in the Woods. That's why for a comedy too, way more deep than Cabin in the Woods.
Oh man, I listen, I agree, but I think both of these films are very deep. And when just to real quickly shift the conversation to Cabin, like, my thing about this movie is this is Tucker and Dale versus Evil has some great commentary just on like stereotypes, how we perceive people, and it's done so well. Cabin in the Woods, though, is like this meta commentary on horror films about, just shit taking place in the woods, horror movies in general, and how fucking like crazy the idea is, and like how it can be like basically anything, and it just has to please the gods. Certain characters have to die, or else it's just not going to be a good horror film. I just love that. I think it's one of the best meta horror movies ever made, right up there with Scream, in my opinion. The fucking merman is the funniest shit I think I've ever seen. That is like one of the greatest like Chekhov's gun setup things I've ever seen in a movie. I just did not see that coming the first. Oh, come on.
I think that to add on points to Cabin in the Woods, it is very much the smartest horror film, I would say, out of the decade. I mean, it could go so terribly with just like the idea of like people are controlling horror, but the way the dialogue sets itself up to have those Chekhov's guns, to also have like the pheromone scent in the room, so that way like the slut character is more slutty. Like it's so smart, and it understands the story so much, and I think that's what makes it a really good choice. If people do sway towards A Cabin in the Woods, it's one of the smartest horror comedies that's been out there.
Oh yeah, without a doubt. We also have 2 more votes for Tucker and Dale too. Tucker and Dale is in the lead by 7 votes at the moment. So Fallon Vamp, thank you so much for the $2. We appreciate that. I'm just gonna say this: whoever wins this, I'm happy. Like, both of these movies absolutely deserve it. They're both so good. I can see either of these going all the way. Genuinely, like they're both so good.
But.
100%, man. I love both. God, they're both so good. But Fallon, thank you so much. Really appreciate that. And the audience vote right now is leaning towards Tucker and Dale, but it's close. 54% for Tucker and Dale, 46% for Cabin in the Woods. Ooh. Darjean, is there anything you want to throw in there real quick to maybe persuade the vote one way or the other?
I'll make it even harder for us and give out 2 points for both movies, or whatever. Tucker and Dale has some better acting, I think, in the film. Just a little bit better. There's certain things like Chris Hemsworth does great in Cabin in the Woods, but also cannot forget this man is Thor. And he does a great job too. So the acting is a little bit better in terms of what these people have to say. I mean, chamomile tea is probably the funniest fucking thing I've ever heard a villain say that like it's their weakness, but it's just so brilliantly written. Cabin in the Woods, Sigourney Weaver is in the fucking movie, and that's enough to be like, well, goddamn.
I mean, that's a great fucking point. I can't argue with that at all. Listen, if Ellen Ripley is in the film, I like it just a little more.
Come on.
I think that was my first true love, Darjean. My God, watching Aliens for the first time, I was like, I'm in love.
Listen, watching most horror films, these final girls are phenomenal.
Oh my God.
My life. I will gladly be a stay-at-home dad to Ellen Ripley.
Yeah, she's way more badass than me. Are you kidding? Oh yeah, she's the breadwinner. Come on, dude.
I can fight aliens, not at all.
Fuck that shit.
Babe. I was scared of the kids.
Oh my God, that's so fucking funny, man. Oscar Hernandez is throwing $5 in there. Oscar, if you throw in the chat what you would like that $5 to go towards, or maybe you're just feeling generous, just feel like throwing some cash out there, whatever it is, Oscar, I really appreciate it. Thank you so much for the 5. We love you either way, no matter if you want to cast votes or not. But if you want to throw that towards one movie or the other, it is very close right now. So that's all up to you, my friend. Thank you so much for the $5. We appreciate that, Oscar. And Barb coming in with a swift poll for Cabin in the Woods, now taking the lead. 10 votes for Cabin in the Woods. Too bad it ended so final, because I wanted to see more movies showing the different ways it could have gone. The Merman! Man, ooh, I love it.
Wait, didn't they hint at a sequel to Tucker and Dale versus Evil, or was that just in my dreams?
In Tucker and Dale, I want to say that maybe there was plans. I'm not 100% sure, but
I remember the final shot that they had in that. I remember how it ended. I don't remember if like there was like a eye open or something like that. I can't remember off the top of my head right now, but I don't know. You said it's the final one. I'm like, well, Tucker and Dale technically doesn't have to be over, so.
That would be, I wonder what they would do for a sequel. I mean, you'd probably have to do like the same thing again with like a new set of characters, you know, but like Cabin in the Woods, I mean, they could do like an endless amount of prequels just honestly, about.
They could do a house horror version of that, like where you control the house. You can do so many different styles of Cabin in the Woods with just so many different locations. I mean, it's just endless what they can do with that idea of just people controlling horror. So it's just endless.
Oh yeah. Oh dude, without it. I mean, you saw like all the different like countries doing that in Cabin in the Woods too. I mean, that could be a whole franchise if they wanted to make that happen. I don't even know why they haven't done that. Like just give us some, I don't know.
But would it get old?
Maybe. I wouldn't say have it go on forever, but like 2 more movies, I'd be done. Like make it a trilogy. Yeah. Why not, you know?
I mean, we got so many Evil Deads. I mean.
Right. But Barb, I really appreciate the $10. Thank you. Appreciate that. So Cabin in the Woods is in the lead by 3 at the moment, and the audience vote, I believe, is still leaning towards Tucker and Dale, which is very, very, very cool. Oscar's got to leave, but and he said that all of his votes is going to go to Killer Clowns from Outer Space. So that's crazy. That's like what is that? 5. 7. That's 12 votes for Killer Clowns from Outer Space, and we haven't even gotten to that yet. So that's gonna be a tough one. That's gonna be nuts. Oscar, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Sorry you gotta go, but I appreciate you being here while you could. So thank you.
I love you. We all love you.
We all love you. We love you so much. Thank you. 2 more for Tucker and Dale though. T&D. We gotta hide all the sharp objects. Oh man, I love it. Good stuff.
I'm an Aries. I'm so competitive.
You're like, I want to win. Come on.
I care what the vote is, but like Jake said, these all are great movies. But like when I see people siding with me, I'm just like so happy for no reason. Like yes,
let's go. That's why these streams are so fun. It's a game. It's truly a game. It's like how many people can you convince? You know,
it's such a gamble, and it really tests your horror knowledge.
Right, exactly. You got to pull from like crazy corners. It's my favorite streams. Truly,
we can bite dead meat on one of these. That's what.
Dude.
Like, James and Janice and us two on a stream doing a bracket.
Nothing would make me happier. Like literally, I would. Oh my god, I would cream the inside of my pants. I think if something like that happened, but I probably would. Let's be honest. Sarah, thank you so much for the $2. I really appreciate it. Oh my god, this is crazy. We got $5 from Matt too. Thank you so much, Matt. Really appreciate that. Saying just saw The Blackening last night. It was worth the watch. Too bad it can't be a part of this perfect mix of horror and comedy. This is our latest addition to that too. Did you see this, Darjean?
I didn't. I really wanted to, but like it came out on Juneteenth, and as a black man, I was like kind of like very busy with like all the black events they had for this one weekend. So I do have plans to see it, but yeah, I have plans to see it. But I'm so happy that you said that because I actually was not for it at first. I thought it was gonna be really bad, and to hear that there's like some good reviews about it really makes me happy. So I'm gonna go see it. I don't know when, but I'm gonna try to go see it at some point.
Absolutely. I'm going to try to see it too. I wanted to get a review up for it. I haven't gotten around to it. Old Jake's been busy, but I will try to see this at some point, and maybe I'll just randomly do a review. You never know. You never know, man.
I'll do one with you.
Fuck yeah, man. You know what? Let's go see it. Let's make a video. Let's do it, dude.
Let's do it.
We'll promote that new channel. It'll be great. It'll be awesome, man.
Come on now.
Yeah, there you go. See, there you go. It's great. I love it. Matt, thank you so much for the $5, man. I really appreciate it. I'm going to get a review up on the page for that relatively soon. Meaning I don't know when that's going to be. Hollywood guys throwing 2 more in there for Cabin in the Woods. Hell yeah, man. We are at 13-10 currently with a strong lead for Cabin. Not that strong, but a little. But so thank you so much. Really appreciate that. And that's 10 more for Cabin. Holy shit, Barb. Thank you so much. Thank you. Just a little bump to keep a fun movie in the running. Oh shit. Well, that's yeah, we all love Barb. Barb's amazing.
We love you, Barb.
Hell yeah. Well, I'm gonna wrap this up in the next like 30 seconds because we've spent 30 minutes on this one, the back and forth. This one's tough though, man. This one's real tough.
Really good mashup. So like if you're gonna do any matchup in life, this is a great one. Like,
truly.
Yeah. We took 30 minutes on this.
This one's tough, man. This one, like, there's a few of these where I'm like, okay, so there's clear winners, but this was a tough one to start off with. So, ending the poll right now, 53% say Cabin in the Woods. That's wow. We were really back and forth on this one, but I'm seeing Cabin in the Woods moving forward. So I think Darjean, I'm really sorry, man, but
it's a good choice. I'm not upset.
You're like, I'm not upset. I'm not upset. I'm definitely not upset.
Just block everybody who voted for this.
Oh man. Well, Cabin in the Woods is moving forward. Barb, thank you again so much for the $10. I really do appreciate you. I saw someone earlier too saying that I missed a few, and I want to talk about that real quick. Manga Maniac, a lot of the movies you're talking about here are just a little more obscure, and trust me, I would have loved to have put them on the list. Like, you make some great, like, in my personal top 10, Hot Fuzz is absolutely up there. That is a horror comedy. Love that movie so much. But I wanted to do more movies that, Darjean, I know, man, I know. I wanted to do more that were just a little more familiar, were up there, just things that everyone can talk about, everyone has seen or is familiar with, at least at some degree. So, trust me, I would have, if this one list could have
half of that list.
Yeah.
Like I low-key forgot about A Haunted House. I low-key forgot about Final Girls. Wow. That just, and Hot Fuzz.
Hot Fuzz would have been great on this list. That's such a good movie and nobody talks about it. I almost like that more than Shaun of the Dead. Like there's an argument to be made that it's better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was a well done movie.
We could have done like a 32 bracket thing and this would have gone on for 5 hours, but
up for it.
We're just exhausted by the time this thing is over. That would be so funny. Old School is throwing $2 in there for Freaky. I'm writing it down. We're getting to that real soon here. So Old School, I really appreciate that.
Hard. Oh man,
that one's gonna be tough. But real quickly, let's get on over to the other side of the board here for Bodies, and this is the end. Old School, thank you again for the $2. Really appreciate you. But Darjean, I want to ask your opinion on this. You suggested this is the end, so I feel like this is where your vote's gonna go to. But we also have Bodies on the other side of the ring. Which one are you voting for, my friend?
This is the end. I'm sorry. Hands down, this is the end. Bodies was good. Was a good film, but I do think the fact that Seth Rogen, James Franco, all these celebrities got together and said, you know what, let's do something so just out there. Let's make a movie about us being assholes during the apocalypse. It's one of the funniest movies I think I've ever watched. Some of the jabs and shit they've made to each other, like it makes me want to be a fly on the wall in the writing process, the filming, but it's just such an overall, despite how I feel about James Franco, an overall just hilarious movie with like just a really fun beginning, middle, and end. Like you will not get tired of this film. I got very tired of Bodies.
Ooh, okay. Some hot takes, and I love it. I gotta say, to that point, like, I think this is The End is one of those movies that most people don't think of as a horror comedy, but it is, dude. I mean, there is blood and guts in this. There's some super silly moments too, but it's a scary fucking movie, man. I mean, imagine being in that situation, you know, like being trapped in a house by yourself. Well, not by yourself, but with a bunch of your buddies, and the apocalypse is happening outside. That's horrifying, in my opinion. So I totally agree.
And just to think about how you probably get so annoyed with your friends so quickly, having to like now live with them because you have no choice. I couldn't do it. With Bodies, it was very much a really cool idea. And the language, okay. I'm sorry.
We're getting a call, everybody. We're getting a call into the stream.
We're gonna call everybody. But with Bodies, it's just one of those films that it was very cool, very smart. It had a lot of fun moments to it, but This Is the End, top to bottom, is probably one of the funniest films, I think, in the past couple of years.
And I think I gotta agree with you here. I gotta say though, Bodies, the first time I watched it, it blew me the fuck away. But I do agree, the more I watch it, it loses its luster pretty fast, in my opinion. Yeah. I saw it in theaters twice, and the second time was nowhere near as fun as the first watch. This is a great I think it's a great watch. I absolutely recommend it for all horror fans, but I don't know if I'd recommend a rewatch. You know, it's a tough thing to suggest, and that really bogs this one down, in my opinion. But This Is the End, I think, has endless rewatchability to it. It's got it's very fun. It's very silly about all these actors who are typically pampered, and they're partying all the time. They're a bunch of degenerates, and now they have to survive in this post-apocalyptic world. It's just a very interesting concept, and it's so fun. I don't know. It's a great movie. I recommend it. But let's see what the audience is saying about this. Sarah Campbell saying Bodies, throwing 5 votes in there, saying thoughts and prayers to Alice's podcast listeners who will never get another episode and will never know why. Oh, that's really funny. Very nice. Good stuff.
Go back and forth with it's like you're on my team and then you just leave. I don't know what I did to you.
What's going on, Sarah? We
had a friendship here, and now I just, it just hurts.
His heart is broken. No, I'm just kidding. Just broken in half, just like that. Sarah, thank you so much for the 5. We appreciate it. That's 5 votes for Bodies, which is now in the lead. But Brandon Wingert bringing it back with This Is the End, 100%. Gotta love Emma Watson being a badass, 100%. That's Emma Watson's addition is very funny in this movie.
Yes, a lot of cameos were super funny in this movie. I mean, Channing Tatum probably has the most hilarious and surprising cameo of all, being Danny McBride's Gimp. And if you look at some of the interviews, like, they just drunkenly asked him if he would do it, and he was drunk and he didn't even know what he was signing up for. And he goes up the set in a Gimp costume. And like, it's just, like I said, fly on the wall. You have Rihanna in the film.
Yeah.
You have so many great comedians all in one room, and it's just, how could you not love the idea that they all were in one room together just filming this really funny fucking movie.
And Michael Cera, like, dude, the shit with Michael Cera at the beginning is like the funniest shit I have ever seen in my life. Like, he's the fucking kid from Arrested Development, and he's getting his ass eaten. That's so fucking funny to me. Like, I'm sorry. That's
like, wait a minute, who stole my fucking phone, man? Who stole it? He gets fucking through the chest, and he goes, it rings. He goes, "Oh, this is embarrassing."
That's like, dude, that I fell in love with that movie immediately when I saw that shit. That's so fucking funny to me. I don't know, but
I tried away from my family during that movie because I was in love with the trailer. Like, I listen to that soundtrack probably every time I go to the gym. There's not one time I don't see the poster on my phone when I'm listening to music. It's hilarious, and I literally moved away from my family in the movie theater just to have my own experience with this film. I don't want to hear nobody else but myself.
I don't want to hear nobody bitching about this, man. I want to just enjoy this shit.
That was my end game.
That was this is my multiverse of madness, okay? God damn it. Oh my God. Brandon, thank you so much for the 5, man. We really appreciate it. Thank you. And Villain Killing Dylan is also topping it up, getting us up to 12 votes for This Is the End, saying this is the end all the way because of Danny McBride, who is absolutely another standout for sure, without a doubt.
Yes.
Hermione just stole all our shit. That's so funny. Villain, thank you. Or Mr. Dylan, if I can call you that. Thank you so much for the 5, man. I really appreciate that. All right, so the audience poll too is leaning 60% for This Is the End, so I think we're going to end it there. Thank you so much for everyone for all the super chats. Really appreciate you guys. This Is the End is moving forward. Love it. Love to see it.
Yes.
The Venom voice is coming out.
Yes. We are winning.
Hell yeah, man. Good shit. All right, moving on to the Christopher Landon side of the bracket, we have Freaky and Happy Death Day, 2 movies from the same director. Darjean, what are your thoughts on this one?
I love the hell out of both of these. I think they're both super clever, and I think they both take some of the most used movie formulas ever in the world and make just a brilliant and amazing concept out of them. So my vote would have to go with Freaky.
Ooh, okay. Tell me why.
Vince Vaughn is hilarious. They brought back a GOAT. Vince Vaughn has not been the GOAT in a minute, and even though he's been the GOAT, but he has not been in a good project in a minute. Since like Ben Stiller was still pumping out movies, which he still needs to do, Ben Stiller.
If you're watching this, Ben Stiller.
You're watching this, Ben Stiller. But I think Freaky utilizes the same type of generic topic of switching bodies or, Groundhog's Day. I think Freaky just does it a little bit more creatively with the idea that a serial killer switches bodies with a teenage girl, and the teenage girl is in this big hulking serial killer's body, and the things that Vince Vaughn had to do in that movie, it just, as an actor myself, it makes me admire the fact that he was willing to just go full force in this film and be this character of this teenage girl.
I 100% agree with you that the performances are definitely better in Freaky, I think, just because it's so much more difficult. Like, you have 2 actors who have to play like each other at one point basically in the movie, and that's tough. That's not an easy thing to do. I will give you that. I think I got to give the edge to Happy Death Day overall. Someone said in the chat recently that it's a little more consistent. Yeah, Ty, I got to agree with you. I think Happy Death Day is just simply a little more consistent of a film than Freaky is, but Freaky has some crazy standout moments. When Vince Vaughn is making out with that with the dude in the back of the car.
I'll tell you the uncomfortableness I had with his big ass hand, his face. I was like,
dude, I was so like, I have never been so uncomfortable in the movie theater and just cracking up. I'm like, this is so fucking ridiculous, man. Like, I don't know. It's just the craziest shit.
He's like, Hillcrest.
So, like, dude, Freaky's phenomenal. Catherine Newton is a killer lead, too. She's amazing in this movie.
Yeah, actually, what's funny? I did not like her in Ant-Man, but I really liked her in Freaky.
Not too many people liked Ant-Man, to what I've heard. So, but yeah, no, she's amazing in Freaky. She also worked with Christopher Landon before on Paranormal Activity 4. I'm really excited to see what else she does, and if we get another Freaky or just another movie with from Christopher Landon that's like a slasher, that would be a lot of fun, man.
Yeah, so she killed it in this movie. Like, to play evil, like to play nerdy like that, to completely just go balls to the wall. I can't stop thinking about the dude flirting with her, or he grabbed her butt or something like that, and she just goes to his ear and she's like, "I can't wait to kill you." And I'm like, wow, a new kink has been unlocked in my life.
A new kink has been unlocked.
Unlocked.
Oh man, Brandon's throwing $5 in there for Freaky, saying it reminded me of a horror version of The Hot Chick, the Rob Schneider movie.
I grew up on The Hot Chick, so that's another reason why I'm choosing Freaky.
Rob Schneider is a carrot.
Rob Schneider is a teenage girl.
Rated PG-13. I love it, man. Brandon, thank you so much for the $5. If you get that reference, you get bonus points. Yes. Nice. 6 for Freaky, but oh shit, Lisa is coming in hot with 10 votes for Happy Death Day. Love it till death. I do too, Lisa. Damn. This is one for a while, this was my comfort movie in like the late 2010s. I watched this movie a lot. Like, I don't know, there's something about Tree Geldman. I think she's a really compelling final girl.
She was on our final girls list.
She and she made it pretty far, if I remember correctly.
Pretty far in the list. I think she made it to round 2 at least. I know for sure she made it past the first round, but round 2, I mean, that's pretty good.
Absolutely, man. Like if you make it past one round, that's some points. And Lisa, I really appreciate the 10. Thank you. Appreciate that. Now, is there any final thoughts with this? Because you need 6 more votes for Freaky to make it up there. So, Darjean, anything else you want to say for Freaky?
For Freaky. I think for a more modern, and they're both pretty modern, but I think for a newer horror film, I think that it just does a really good job of not being generic. I think it does a really good job of not being so to the point with certain things. And it had a lot of beats that I was surprised about, you know? It had a lot of moments that, like I think some family moments even with Catherine Newton. And honestly, Vince Vaughn is a pretty fucking scary serial killer.
Yeah.
And I didn't expect that from him. I thought he was going to kind of be the charismatic, funny, you know, Wedding Crashers guy as a serial killer, but he really put on the hulking mass figure for Freaky. So for me, I enjoy the actors of Happy Death Day, and I think they all did a fantastic job. But I don't know, Vince Vaughn and Catherine Newton just really seemed like they worked well together, and it seemed like the movie just kind of had a style that I really appreciated with a teen horror comedy.
Hell yeah, man. I feel that. I really do feel that. I think both of these movies, this is another Tucker and Dale versus Evil versus Cabin in the Woods for me. Like, these are both ones that I love to pieces. Whatever moves forward, I'm very happy with. But both of them have big, exceptional moments one way or the other, I think. And they really stand apart, even though they were done by the same director and kind of have a similar feel. So whatever wins, I'm happy. Like, man, these are both just so good. Yeah. 2 more votes for Happy Death Day. Put it in at 13, but Fallon Vamp, thank you for the $2. I really appreciate you. We have a bit of a twist here. Brandon Wingert putting 10 more votes in there for Freaky. Oh, shit. That brings it up to 16. So there you go. Damn, Brandon, thank you so much for the 10. We really appreciate you. Thank you. Very nice. So with that, we have 53% in the audience poll for Happy Death Day, 47% for Freaky. And I think I'm going to end it there unless anyone's got any last minute thoughts on that. But Very nice. I think we're calling it there with Freaky. I'm actually pretty surprised. Like, that actually was I did not see that one moving forward. But let's go, man. Hell yeah.
Yes. Freaky.
Oh shit. And okay, this is really funny. Hang on. Old School put in $5 saying, what were her parents smoking when they named her tree? Probably some leaves, if you catch my drift.
Oh.
That was a stretch, but something. But Old school, that's really funny. Thank you for the 5, man. Really appreciate you. Thank you. And Lisa's putting 5 in for Happy Death Day. So I'm going to count those as counter votes for both section. Unfortunately, Lisa, I'm so sorry. Thank you for the 5, but I believe Freaky would still be in the lead at that point. So throwing 5 in there, Lisa, I really appreciate it. Thank you. Appreciate that. This is, I've seen a lot of people saying Happy Death Day's better, man. Oh, this might be a big, a big upset moving up forward.
So many people's hearts, but I won.
Darjean's just like, screw you guys, man. I want Freaky to win, dude. Johanna has just shown up as well. What is up? Welcome. I see a few other new people in the chat as well. So welcome all you wonderful people. If it's Eric Covington, what's up? Jason Dyer's here too. Katie's with us as well. What's up, everybody? Welcome. Thank you all for being here. Really appreciate you guys. Yeah. Let's get this zombie show on the road with Zombieland and Shaun of the Dead. So these are 2 movies that are also going to break some hearts tonight, I think. Darjean, which one do you like better?
I grew up mostly on Zombieland.
Ooh, okay.
I give my vote to Shaun of the Dead.
Ooh.
Shaun of the Dead is smarter. It's more grounded in a realism that I didn't think was possible for a zombie apocalypse movie, and also it's Edgar Wright. Style points. He was brewing the style that we now know now as Edgar Wright. And I think it's just, when you got a good team that works, it works. And Jesse Eisenberg is great. And Woody Harrelson is fucking hilarious. And Emma Stone. And just a whole great cast. I mean, Bill Murray.
Yeah.
That whole encounter was hilarious. But Shaun of the Dead is clever. The way that the movie just kind of transitions from real world to zombie apocalypse and keeps it still grounded makes it just one of the, I feel like Shaun the Dead walked so that way Zombieland can run.
Oh, damn. I gotta agree with you, man. That is a hot take. I think both of these are phenomenal, though. Like, these are 2 of my favorite movies on the board as well, right alongside Tucker and Dale and Cabin in the Woods. I gotta give it to Shaun of the Dead, though. I just think filmmaking wise, there's just more like techniques and so many more interesting things. It's just a better written movie all around. While Zombieland has that emotional edge that it does that so well, Shaun of the Dead has even more tricks up its sleeve, I think. The fucking one take, like the difference between the first version of it and the second version of it, like actually during the apocalypse, I think is fucking brilliant.
Yeah.
Like that was like
so smart.
Right. It was one of those movies where I fell in love with horror movies watching it, because it's like, wait, you can do that? Like, that's so cool, you know? And I don't know. That one's really special to me. I love it.
But I do want to throw some points at Zombieland for Jesse Eisenberg's performance, because this is Social Network guy, you know? It's the same guy who played Mark Zucker, bitch. And
don't say that too loud, man. He can hear us. We're always in the metaverse.
Imagine the stream goes distancing you. No longer stream. No, but like the fact that, you know, he played Mark Zuckerberg and is very serious, and I don't remember which one came out first. But just the fact that he has the chops to be funny and he has the chops to be super serious. And I think it worked well with the tone of Zombieland, but I also think Simon Pegg, Nick Frost, and just that cast also did a really good job of just having that comedy portion that is horror comedy.
But both of these movies are absolutely stacked, I think, when it comes to cast, when it comes to cinematography, when it comes to like jokes and just like memorable moments. Woody Harrelson is so fucking funny in Zombieland. Oh, where are the fucking Twinkies? You know, when he's going through snowball, when he's freaking, dude, that is so fucking funny. Like that is, I don't know. It's one of my favorite scenes in just a movie in general. Love Zombieland.
I think the funniest part with me was when they got their car jacked again, and he's like, "She's in the back seat, isn't she?"
Yeah, right. Oh my God.
Just the fact that they just played so well off each other, but I think the cast of Shaun of the Dead played even better off each other.
And yeah, it really is. I mean, this is neck and neck in my opinion. Both of these have excellent casts, hilarious jokes, iconic moments. You got red on you. It's just these movies I know like the back of my hand. I've seen them a million times. They're so good. But Barb is throwing 10 in for Zombieland. Zombieland has my heart, especially with the side storyline with the hunt for Twinkies. 10 solid votes. Love it. Barb, thank you so much for the 10. I really appreciate that. And I agree. It's a very funny movie. I gotta give it to Shaun of the Dead, though. I just think, here's my other thing about Shaun of the Dead, too. There are sad moments in Zombieland that hit hard. When you reveal, Woody Harrelson's backstory, goddamn, it makes me want to cry.
Yeah.
But I feel the same way about Shaun of the Dead, too. I mean, when he, what happens with his mom, like, that is upsetting, man. That also brings you to tears.
Had to go. It's just so, it's so grounded in realism of just like, if the zombie apocalypse happened, I feel like it would look more like Shaun of the Dead. It feels like Shaun of the Dead is like the first stages of a zombie apocalypse, and Zombieland is the final.
Yeah.
Like if you were to put these movies up against each other, I feel like you're just going to get the first stage and then the final stage of Zombieland.
Oh, with that's a really good point. If you do a double feature, you definitely got to do Shaun first, then Zombieland. I 100% agree.
Of course.
But yeah, I mean, they're both great. I hate to eliminate either of these. I wish they could both make it to the end. But yeah, I also gotta go Shaun the Dead. But Barb has gotten Zombieland up there. Like we are eight votes ahead with Zombieland at the moment. And the polls are also saying 54% for Zombieland as well. I mean, I can't even argue with that, Darjean. It's hard, man.
Everyone, go watch Shaun the Dead real quick. Just refresh your memory.
You got red on you. Just keep saying that, and we'll make it happen. But we're gonna end it there. But yeah, 54% for Zombieland. There you go. Come on. I can't even argue with that. It's so good. It's such a good movie. All right, moving ahead with Zombieland. Thank you all again for your votes. You guys are the best.
Yes.
That one fucking hurts a little bit, but this one is going to be a little easier than I think, opposed to some of our past iterations. So we have Jason Takes Manhattan, a movie that's going for the gold, versus Return of the Living Dead, one of the best zombie comedies ever made. Darjean, what are you going with here, man?
I mean, this is one of the most unintentional horror films ever to be made. I gotta give it to Jason.
Are you kidding, bro? For real?
I have to. I'm sorry, and there's a reason why I asked you. Why is that not on here? I'm only going with it because, and I am a little biased because I've seen this movie more times than I've seen the other option.
Yeah.
But it's just so funny to me that Jason's not even in Manhattan for an hour of the movie. Like, I think that, like, for you to title the movie, that's like Avengers Endgame, but it's told from the perspective of, like, Alvin and the Chipmunks shipwrecked. Like, that's what I get when I see this movie. And it's just so many iconic moments of just, like, I mean, it really was the first. It was, it kind of did Scream 6 before Scream 6 was even thought of, It kind of gave us that big, villain in the big open world now. And now he's in Manhattan where he's kicking speaker boxes and stuff up. I know you're shaking your head.
I knew you were sabotaging this when you're like, dude, Jason Takes Manhattan's got to be on the list. I'm like, Bride of Chucky's a better choice, but okay, fuck it. I'm like, listen, man, if you insist.
You didn't put Bride of Chucky on there, did you?
No, I didn't. No, I'm just fucking with you, man.
Listen, I'm a Chucky diehard fan. I would have definitely had Chucky over this movie, but yeah, I got to give it to Jason Takes Manhattan, man.
Jason Takes Manhattan with a vote. I can't believe it. Truly, this is something real special. And the audience poll is 50-50 at the moment on this. Return of the Living Dead. Okay, hang on, everybody. We gotta back the fuck up here, okay? Return of the Living Dead is one of the funniest fucking movies I've ever seen in my life. Like, this is so, it's so, I don't know. It's so good. I recommend it if you have not seen it. Oh my God. It's so ridiculous. I don't even know where to start. Like, where do I even start with this? This is the movie that invented zombies going after brains.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. It's got a banging soundtrack. Do you want to party? Or whatever the fuck, you know, dude. It's zombies that are also super scary because they're like unbeatable. Like, you can't kill these motherfuckers. They're just gonna keep coming after you. So it's got the scary and the comedy mixed together so well, in my opinion.
But I think for me though, also this is full blown. Jason does whatever the fuck he wants. Like, there was like a formula beforehand where Jason like could walk in certain places. Like, he is teleporting on this ship and just popping up places he shouldn't be able to pop up. When he's in the water, all of a sudden now he's driving the ship. Like, it is wild the amount of times this man teleports in this movie. But like, this is full blown camp Jason Voorhees, and I love it. I think it's so funny.
Dude, when he punches the head off that fucking guy, that's like one of the best Jason moments of all time. Like, I do agree. That is very funny.
It's very just like, that is so unintentionally funny. And I think it deserves the vote for me. Like, this is one of those ones where I'm like, okay, everyone else has kind of been like, actually a horror comedy. I'm like, if there's an unintentional horror comedy movie that I want to move forward, it's this one.
I you know what? I respect that, because you want some unintentional love here. You know what I mean? Like, there's a lot of like actual horror comedies. This is the only one that it really wasn't meant to be that, but it turned into that. It sure fucking did. So that I see where you're coming from, man. But I gotta say, Return of the Living Dead, I mean, this is just, it's so funny. Another movie with Tom Matthews. We don't have enough of those. That's our Tommy Jarvis, speaking of Jason. Yeah. My man is slowly turning into a zombie this whole movie, and he's like so upset. Like, there's so much dark comedy in that sequence with them, like turning into like the fucking paramedics show up and they're like using all the stuff on them, and they're like, you guys are dead. You're like, you guys are literally dead. He's like, what? He's like so upset. That's so funny to me. Literally, I don't know.
I get where you're coming from, but I don't. I just
send more cops. They keep eating all the cops. That's fucking great, man.
Like, it's so stereotypical. Also, when Jason Takes Manhattan, like, crackheads are like trying to like drug induce you just because that's all they have to live for. It's like it's so badly stereotypical of New York. Like, they're like, this is New York, crackheads and water,
and toxic waste in the sewers, which apparently. That happens every night.
Literally, that's why I use the restroom, and they just
Dude, this is crazy. Old School's throwing $2 in for Jason Takes Manhattan. Jason took a dude's head clean off throwing $2. Listen, all I'm gonna say, we gotta end this because we gotta move forward. All I'm gonna say is y'all we're like, you are insane to love Jason Takes Manhattan, Jake. Like, what the fuck, man? And now y'all are voting for it. What's going on? What is it? The world is upside down, tipsy turvy. It's crazy.
Me, they just love me. That's what's going on.
They simply love me more now.
They simply love me more now, Jake. That's why I come back.
That's so funny. Like, that's absolutely hilarious. Old School, thank you for the $2, man. I appreciate it. Well, fuck. Jason moves forward.
Gosh.
Jason moving ahead, dude. I'm shocked. Like, absolutely shocked. I wanted to put like an easy one on there, as like kind of a joke. But damn. All right.
Yeah, you thought.
Yeah, you thought, bro. That's so funny. I'm shocked. That's an upset in my opinion. Holy shit. Crazy, man. Crazy. All right, well, we got to move on or this stream is going to last forever.
All right. Let's focus in high gear.
So next one, for my Scream fans may want to perk their ears up a little bit. We have the original Scary Movie, mocking the original Scream and various other horror flicks from the time, versus Scream 3. Kind of an unintentional horror comedy, but a horror comedy nonetheless. Darjean, how do you feel about these movies?
I grew up on Scary Movie, Jake. I grew up. Actually, I grew up on both Scream and Scary Movie. I did not realize Scream 3 was a horror comedy or like an unintentional one until like very recently when I was like rewatching all of them. I was like, what the fuck is going on in this movie? And I know honestly a lot of that has to do with why do people keep calling me? A lot of that has to do with what was going on in our world at the time. I know there's different scripts that were out there. But there's just something about Marlon Wayans, the Wayans brothers, the just absurd, raunchy, this is a fucking comedy movie, and we're gonna be so unapologetically like making just a fun of all these movies. And I think this is honestly one of the best, if not the most perfect parody movie ever made.
Damn. That's some high praise.
I don't think this one specifically, I don't think there's a better horror comedy parody than this.
After Scary Movie comes out, you get a plethora of other movies like it. And, the Wayans brothers weren't attached to all those. You have, the Scary Movies, which are mostly good. I think definitely the first 3 for sure. 4 and 5 are a little iffy. But then you have like Date Movie and like, all those other ones. Those aren't as good. But like, if one has to be the crown jewel, I think it's absolutely the first Scary Movie. I love 2 and 3 to pieces. Like, I almost like 2 more than I like the original. It's so, like, rolling up Shorty into a joint and all that. That's so fucking funny. Like, I love it.
Head, take it to the head.
I like it. They're all those first 3 are all very good, but yeah. I mean, I gotta agree. I gotta go Scary Movie here. I like Scream 3. I do enjoy it. I just praised it in today's video that I posted. But Scary Movie it's one of those things that anyone can reference. It, like anyone, if you go into a room and you say, "What's up?" Some people might think, dude, that is the oldest joke in the book, but they'll recognize it. And that's what's important.
You can say something from Scream 3 and people might be like, where's that from?
Right, exactly.
And then you're stuck.
So however you feel about Scary Movie, man, come on. Like, it's iconic.
Started the parody genre, I would say. Like, there's always been parody movies, of course. There's A Naked Gun, there's Airplane, there's all these movies that was before, but I think it really started this plethora of comedy movies that came out in the 2000s that some were bad, some were good, some were just there. But it's also the Wayans brothers. Like, they took one of the whitest things, which is horror, and they said, we're going to just have fun with this one. And there's, like Jake said, so many memorable pieces and parts of this movie. How could you not vote for it?
Right. Yeah. No, I 100% agree, man. And we got some love for it here in the chat with a very good quote. I'm in the house. I could be anywhere. I'm like the wind, baby. You're behind the couch. That's so fun. That's very funny.
How do you know that?
That opening scene, and he stabs the breast implant or whatever, and it fucking comes out. That's so fucking funny. Oh my God. Villain Killing Dylan, thank you so much for the $5. We appreciate the heck out of you, Dylan. Thank you. Yeah, I see. I don't know. I see Scary Movie winning this one, but I do want to show a little love for Scream 3. It's a movie that is constantly beat down upon. I think it's seen as the black sheep of the Scream family, but I think it deserves a little more praise than that. It's very funny. It's trying to do its own thing, and I appreciate that about Scream 3.
I mean, like, it adds elements. It tries to add other horror movie elements like paranormal, the psychological. It adds a little bit of those. I just think that, like, with a slasher, like something as real as Ghostface, which it can be anyone. I just think that it kind of went above the moon with what it was trying to convey. So
it's very over the top, and it never, like, sometimes I don't think it feels necessarily earned. Like, does that make sense? Where, like, Scary Movie leans into a similar concept. Like, Scream 3 is a step away from being Scary Movie, in my opinion, but it's not quite as leaned into that as Scary Movie is, and I think that's why I'm going with Scary Movie here. I think this one gets the whole idea better. You know what I mean?
You got to. It just gets it. This is a horror comedy. Scream 3 is technically still a horror movie.
Right.
It's just funny as fuck to watch.
Exactly. Sarah's saying ketchup, just like mom puts in her spaghetti. That was great.
Okay, well,
I need to clip that.
How did you not love the part where they're like, yeah, you get that, Sin? Me and Ray, we're gay. And he's like, I ain't gay. He's like, what is it? He was like, but we had that weekend in Venice. And he was like, I wanted to go shopping. He's like,
I wanted to go shopping. That's so funny.
He's like, but you sucked mine. She's like, you guys are crazy. I just think that's so funny. Like, and then just Ray in general being, since it's Pride Month, everybody.
Happy Pride Month, everyone.
Like, just Shaun Waynes for just going above and beyond and, just being that character that's like secretly gay. And he's so out about it, and no one will confront him about it. But he's like, just always just like, hey, does this shirt make me look gay? And they're like, no, you're good. He like tucks it. He's like, how about now? And they're like, sure.
Sure. Yeah.
Everyone just accepts him for what he is. He's touched so many of his friends' asses. And they're just like, Ray, stop.
Oh my God. The other thing too that I really appreciate about Scary Movie is some of the disses it throws at Scream. Yes. Like you get it's subtle things too. You get the main character running away like how Sydney does at that one scene, and it's like she's like flapping her arms around like that. That's so fucking funny to me. Like it's the subtle things that it throws disses at some of the other horror movies it's making fun of. That's why I really appreciate it. So Sarah, thank you for the $2. I really do appreciate it. Thank you. So I believe Scary Movie's moving forward. Let's move it ahead. There we go. Bam. All right, we're almost through the first round. We got the next one, which is we have 12 votes already for Killer Clowns from Outer Space, which is fucking nuts. And 12 votes for that versus Army of Darkness. Darjean, tell me which one of those you like the best.
Killer Clowns. Killer Clowns takes it for me. It is the most hilarious, fun, entertaining, and just juicy horror comedy you will ever get. I mean, how could you not vote for the air balloon dog sniffing out humans? Like, how could you not? How could you not vote for the soundtrack? Come on.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, like, it's just like, so 80s. It's like so 80s. It's the most 80s film ever.
Dude, yeah.
Style, that love for it, and you can just tell that this movie was made off of crack and good vibes.
Stuffing people into a cotton candy cocoon that's like got blood inside when they open it. That is like one of the coolest visuals I've ever seen in a horror flick.
Hold on, I'm listening. I gotta grab my charger.
Oh, you're good. I'm gonna ramp a little bit. I love Killer Clowns from Outer Space. It probably takes my vote, but Army of Darkness, though, once again, another movie that gets shit on because of its respective franchise, and I think that's unfortunate because I really love Army of Darkness. It's so fucking funny. It has an ending that's like an obscure, like lost ending, alternate ending to this movie that I think is so much better. I don't know why they didn't go with that, but I'll tell you what, if it had the original ending that Sam Raimi had planned to do for this, it would take my vote. But I gotta go Killer Clowns here. I just think it's one of the best B movies ever made. It's so silly, it's so ridiculous, and it's iconic. You can't miss that. You can't miss the Killer Clowns. What, you're gonna knock my block off, and then actually another one where a head gets punched off. Yep. So that seems to be a theme tonight. Yep. Oh, hell yeah, man. And Johanna is showing the love for Killer Clowns too. Very nice. Saying it's so stupid. I literally love it. Plus, it has the best theme song ever. I need it to win. Yes. Hell yes.
Yes.
Johanna, we love it. Thank you so much for the $5. I appreciate that. Killer Clowns all the way, baby. Hell yeah.
Yes.
Very nice. Anything else you want to say about Killer Clowns, Darjean?
I'll give Army of Darkness this before I go to Killer Clowns. Bruce Campbell solidified the Evil Dead series. You know, so Bruce Campbell is is majority of the reason why it's a comedy, majority of the reason why it's as good as it is. But Killer Clowns just goes there. It is the most fun that you'll have in a movie experience out of the two. I think that they're both really good, but you're gonna sit through Killer Clowns and be like, huh? What? Okay. I love this. What is happening? Was that a dog as an air balloon? Okay. That was fun. Like, you will enjoy the hell out of this movie. If you haven't seen it, please watch it. Watch both. Watch all these movies. They're all great. But
oh yeah. Oh, everything on this list is great, I think.
Killer Clowns is something special.
Yes, without a doubt. And we need a sequel. It's got to happen. We got a video game coming out soon, but we need a sequel more than anything.
You just reminded me that. Oh, I can't wait for that game.
Oh, I'm going to be playing it on here, dude. I'll tell you what.
Oh, I can't wait. Did they have a release date for it?
I don't believe there is a release date. I think it's supposed to come out later this year, but I'm not 100% on that. Yeah. Yeah. I know that I 100% know that Texas Chainsaw comes out in August, and I'm really hyped for that. That looks like a lot of fun though.
I'm hyped for Spider-Man 2.
Oh yeah, dude.
Wolverine is coming out.
Oh yeah. Okay, that is this year. I forgot about that. Yeah.
Wolverine, and then Texas Chainsaw and Killer Clowns.
Dude, they're gonna be so much fun.
I think I would never have to play any other video game if they have those games. And GTA 6.
Yeah, that's probably gonna be a bit, right? I mean, it's like a fucking $1.5 billion game or some crazy bullshit. Like, dude, I'm hyped. That's gonna be huge. That's gonna be nuts.
I'm excited.
But Killer Clowns is in the lead right now, and right now it's leading in the polls as well, 67% versus Army of Darkness. Very nice, very nice. We're gonna end it in another minute here, so if anyone has some thoughts about these movies, want to throw it up one way or the other, let us know in the chat.
Let us know. Do it now or don't.
Do it now.
Let Killer Clowns from Outer Space win.
Or just let it win. Hey, that's cool too, man.
Darjean, Killer Clowns from Outer Space win.
The competitive side is coming out, and I love it, Darjean. Sammy is saying that he can't wait to get his hands on the Killer Clowns video game. Very nice, very nice. I'm hyped. Jamie's showing some love for Army of Darkness. Hail to the king, baby. Hell yeah. Absolute. Army of Darkness kicks ass. It's so good.
Ass.
Oh shit, MCU Spider-Man 4. Oh, okay, we're talking about the MCU movie. I thought you were talking about the video game. I'm like, no. What? I thought the game I was like, no, the game can't get pushed. Those are so much fun. Shit, that's crazy though. Nice. Very nice, very nice. Oh, okay, with Killer Clowns, I prefer KillJoy or Stitches. Okay, that's a hot take. That's a hot take, man.
Ooh, I enjoy Stitches. Stitches is a lot. Stitches is just more fun to me.
Yeah.
It's way more fun. They have so much fun with just being as ridiculous as possible. And come on, eggs. You gotta smush an egg to kill the villain. Like, come on, that is hilarious to me.
Stitches it's an unsung hero of the horror comedy genre, I think. Not too many people talk about that one, and it's really a shame.
Definitely top 20. Definitely top 20.
Yeah. I agree with that. It's very exceptional, and it's just a really fun Killer Clown movie if you haven't seen it. It's nothing like super, it's nothing super out there. It's just a really well executed fun movie.
And the jokes are hilarious. Like, they're not stupid. They're not just like thrown in there to just be thrown in there. Like, they're actually very well executed, and it actually like kind of leads for a good story.
Right. Without a doubt, man. Hollywood guy throwing $2 out there. Thank you so much, my Hollywood friend, saying Killer Clowns needs a sequel without a doubt.
Without a doubt.
Oh man,
modern Killer Clowns, bro. That would be interesting.
Dude, I don't understand why that's not a whole ass franchise already. So yeah, we need a sequel for sure, my friend.
Wells, directed by James Gunn. That's what we need.
Oh my god, dude! If he wasn't in charge of DC, that would be fucking amazing. Like the James Gunn Killer Clowns.
And I'm also mad Slither's not on the list because Slither's definitely.
I almost put Slither. I almost did that in favor of like that and Behind the Mask. I was very on the fence with. So.
Yeah, honestly, I would have replaced it with Body's Body.
Yeah, I tried to put some. I tried to put some modern ones on there too. I tried to hit like all the demographics and all that stuff.
No, for sure. I love this list. All of these are good, like I said. But
oh yeah.
The one comment you brought up, I was like, man, some of those films I forgot about. And
dude, there's so many good horror comedies. Like this was, honest to God, this was the hardest list to make that we've done so far. Like out of all the bracket streams, without a doubt, this was the one that was the most tough.
Oh, for sure.
So Hollywood Guy, though, thank you so much for the $2. Really appreciate that. I think we're just moving forward with Killer Clowns. Come on. let's be honest here, everybody.
Yes.
Killer Clowns moves forward. Love it, man. Love it. All right. Next up, this one's this one's maybe going to be easier, but we'll see. American Psycho, an absolute classic, versus Behind the Mask, another unsung hero of this genre that's very underrated in my opinion. Darjean, what do you think about these two movies?
My vote goes to Behind the Mask.
Ooh, okay. Hit me with it.
I love American Psycho. I think there are so, like, it's almost to the point that, like, I mean, we referenced it in Red Right Hand.
Yes.
I mean, it's like so iconic at this point. But I just like the story more in Behind the Mask. I think there's something really chilling. It gives me the movie Creep vibes, like a comedic version of Creep. And I love Creep. And I think that, I mean, Robert Englund's in it. Like, you got all these wonderful cast members. And it just really, without having too many celebrities in it, it gives me that eerie, this could be real, even though I know it's a movie vibe still, So I got to give it to Behind the Mask.
Wow, I love that. Behind the Mask is a very underrated pick, I think, throughout like this whole list. Most people don't even, I feel like most people don't know about this one. It's very, it's underground, not as much people talk about this. It unfortunately wasn't a big hit compared to some of the other movies that came out around this time that were like meta horror movies, like, Cabin in the Woods, Tucker and Dale. This is the one that people don't talk about, unfortunately, from that same time period, but it's so good.
Yeah. I actually heard about this film watching a Dead Meat on it, and I was like, I need to watch this. And I watched it, and I was like, yeah, I see why he covered it. I see why he covered that film. It's a great film. Like, it's if I'm not mistaken, it's documentary style. And it's just like what the title says, Behind the Mask. It kind of starts off with this kind of really hilarious kind of beginning of just like who this person is, then it kind of divulges into something like, when you really think about it, kind of gets really scary. So I think it just makes for a better blend of horror and comedy than American Psycho. I think American Psycho just has really good moments and really good scenes.
The other thing I'll say about Behind the Mask is, like, this was a huge influence, but actually both of these movies were huge influences on myself while writing Red Right Hand. And I wanted to capture that feeling of, like, we literally ripped off a scene from American Psycho, but with Behind the Mask, I wanted to capture the tone of the film for like Red Right Hand as well, because it's like you're literally seeing the upbringing of a slasher, and like he's preparing to go out and kill people, and that's such a fascinating concept. Like and the whole time it's being treated as like this is getting ready to be like a rock star or something. Like you're following this up and coming rock star, but it's literally a guy who's going to wear a mask and kill people, and that is so, like, I just love that. I think it's such an interesting movie. I love it, but dude, American Psycho's got to take my vote. I'm sorry. Like, I just, it's so good. Like, it's one of my favorite just movies. Like, not even horror, just movies in general. It's so good.
We're all entitled to a wrong opinion. It's like... I kind of figured, seeing two on the list, I kind of figured American Psycho would possibly win. Because of just its culture shock that it gave people. Like, people talk about this movie, probably someone today has talked about this movie and discussed this movie in some way, shape, or form as we are currently right now. So the significance of this movie is just that big. So I'm not upset if American Psycho moves on, but I do want to give my love and vote to Behind the Mask because I just think it's a little bit more creative.
It hasn't gotten as much love too, so if it wins, I will be happy. But I gotta say, with American Psycho, although most people see it as exploitative, I see it as like a commentary on like what's going on here. You know what I mean? Like how someone can rise all the way to the top, have all this power, and completely abuse it. And it's totally a commentary on that. A lot of people misunderstand the message of it. I think like I've seen people who like dress up as Patrick Bateman and they like idolize him. If you're doing that, you're missing the point. Just like if you watch Red Right Hand and you idolize Jamie, you're missing the point.
Missing the entire point. I think that's the problem with our, like with people today. Like they idolize the wrong people. Like it's okay. Like we idolize horror movies. We idolize these wonderful people or things behind me. But the thing is, we still recognize that what they do is probably some of the shittiest shit that you can do on this earth. But people who it's Patrick Bateman, right?
Patrick Bateman, yeah.
Patrick Bateman. It's just iconicized for being unintentionally funny. Like
right.
Forever, when I die, I think my last image, like how they say, like you see the light flash before you.
Yeah.
I think one of those images will be Christian Bale having sex and checking himself out in the mirror. Just a single frame in my life's like journey of just being like, yep, I remember that day.
Dude, that's so fucking funny. Like that, oh my God, that shit's hilarious. All right, well, let's ask the audience how they feel about it though. Albert is saying Behind the Mask, such a creative horror film, def worth a watch if you haven't seen it. I 100% agree. Like such an underrated film. People need to watch it. For sure. Were you going to say something, Darjean? My bad.
No, I was just saying, please watch the film. Like, I mean, there's a lot of like, things they take from other horror films. It's a lot of things, inspirations that they get. And, even with the poster, it says, Jason, Freddy, all these people. You need to have somebody to look up to. And I think it's just a brilliant, really just a brilliant film on how to subvert your audience.
Yeah.
And so how to really make a chilling movie that kind of takes itself not too seriously, but also very seriously with his performances and the people inside the film. And it really shows the work that these like actors go through to put on these, put these projects on and understand their assignments. And I feel like American Psycho is very fun. It has a lot of great parts and it will forever be iconicized, but I just got to give it to Behind the Mask.
Hell yeah, dude. Hell yeah. I love it. I love it. Albert, thank you for the $5, man. I really do appreciate that. 5 votes up there for Behind the Mask, and we got 5 for American Psycho too. So now we got it tied up there. And oh shit, oh my God, the audience poll is tied too. This is gonna be this might be a coin flip. Sarah Campbell is saying American Psycho, try getting a reservation at Dorsia now, you stupid fucking bastard. Oh, that's so, dude, that is like one of my favorite scenes. Oh, so good. Darjean, I remember when I was in theater in high school, me and my buddies had this memorized. Like we had this whole thing memorized and we would just like do it back and forth. It was very funny. I think that's where a lot of that came from with Red Right Hand. I was like, this scene is so special to me. If I could do that in a movie, this would be the time to do it. And I think that's why we were like, yeah, we got to do this. Come on. That's so good.
Let's just give it up for Jake for saying that he did theater in high school. Because like when he told me, all of a sudden, I was like, never did you do theater. And he did a show that I also did in high school. So I just find it so hilarious and so awesome that you just did theater.
Hell yeah, man.
Like I didn't think you ever did, like you ever even touch theater. I mean, I know we make movies and whatnot, but I'm just like, Jake's never, done that. You see the acting in Red Right Hand, I mean, he goes there. He gives it to you. He did some theater.
Thank you, man. I really appreciate it. All the love to you, Darjean. Thank you, man. Sarah, thank you so much for the 5, by the way. I do really appreciate it. Love American Psycho. Iconic lines. Just such a great movie overall. We are at 50-50 in the polls, so please make sure to vote if you have not already. Otherwise, we're going to have to come down to a coin flip, my friends, because we are perfectly tied 6-6 with these movies. Damn. So if no one else votes, damn, Darjean, we might have to get out a coin like real quick here. Are you just searching around?
I have a coin. Hold on.
Flip it. Flip that bad boy, and we'll call it in the air. Darjean's getting a coin. We're doing this. We're doing this right now. We're doing this right here, right now. We're going to flip it, see which one wins. I'm once again in the boat that no matter what wins here deserves it. I think Behind the Mask is an underrated, unsung hero of this list that I absolutely love. It's so good. It's such a great movie, but American Psycho is a fucking classic. Real quickly, too, I want to say hello to Chuck Liss. What is up, Chuck? How's it going, man? Welcome. Darjean's got the coin. Look at that, man. Mike Chunky Jordy is too, just shown up on mine also. What's up? How's it going? Yes, my bad about the poll. Just got it up recently. American Psycho is winning. Darjean, do you want to flip that coin though? Anyways, you went and got it. You might as well do it.
Oh no, I have to at this point. I'm so dramatic. Whose heads and whose tails?
Should I call it in the air?
Yeah.
All right. Throw it. Heads, American Psycho.
Tails.
Oh shit. Okay,
tails. It is tails.
All right. Well, hang on. We got another super chat in here too. Albert's throwing $5 in there for Behind the Mask. So fuck it. Behind the Mask. It wins. It won the coin flip. Albert's throwing in more votes for it. It also just won the. Oh no, American Psycho actually just won the poll, but it don't matter. We're way ahead anyway. So love it. Thank you guys so much. Thank you, Albert. I really appreciate it. We're moving forward with Behind the Mask. Love it, man. Darjean's reign of evil continues. I love it, man. All right, everybody. We are now officially in round 2. This shit is getting spicy. I'm very excited. I can't wait to talk about this next one. So we have Cabin in the Woods versus Freaky. Darjean, what are you going with, my friend?
Cabin in the Woods. Freaky is a great film, but Cabin in the Woods just has all the tropes and horror comedy things you need to make a horror comedy movie. So for me, my vote goes to Cabin in the Woods.
Cabin in the Woods, very nice. I have said a lot of the things I wanted to say about both of these movies, but once again, Cabin in the Woods, dude. It's so good. It's a fucking classic. I think every horror fan needs to see this movie. It's on the same level as Scream, in my opinion. Like, if you love like meta horror and the commentary that comes along with that, you need to see this movie. It's on the top 10 list of like movies that every horror fan needs to see, in my opinion. So
for sure, you have to see this movie.
Without a doubt. So I'm absolutely giving it to Cabin here. But let's see what the folks in the audience have to say. Haunting You is joining us, throwing $10 in there. Thank you so much, my friend. I really appreciate that. Saying the sequel was canceled and given a comic. Their Kickstarter page is still up, and some behind the scenes were made. Hotter England and maybe Castle was going to be in it, but his mask in comic. Are you talking about Behind the Mask? I believe you're talking about. Oh, okay. Interesting. I did not know this about the sequel. I was unaware of it. I know that what were you gonna say? Sorry, man.
No, I was just saying me neither. I was agreeing with you. I didn't know about this, so
that would have been cool. I would have been very down. I would have been very down for a second one. I love that first movie. It's iconic. It's a really killer flick. I'm excited to see how far it makes it on this poll because it's going up against Scary Movie, which seems to be very favored at the moment. So that's going to be exciting to get to here in a second. But Haunting You, I'm going to count that as 10 towards Behind the Mask, I mean. So there we go. We'll save that for later.
Yeah.
Very nice, man. Thank you so much for the $10. I really do appreciate it. Maybe we'll finally get that fucking movie at some point in the future, too. That would be really cool. Hopefully, man. Cabin in the Woods right now has a strong lead against Freaky, 69%. This might be a bit of a clean sweep, unlike some of the other matchups we've had tonight, Darjean.
I mean, I'm not ashamed of it if it goes further.
I'm not either.
I think it rightfully should go forward, and what it does for the decade that it's had running already. I think it should go forward.
Absolutely. Freaky is a newer one to the list. We got some 2020 movies on there, but it might be time to eliminate it. 71% now for Cabin. I think we're just going to wrap this one up early. Cabin in the Woods, baby. Moving forward, going into the final four. I love it. I'm just happy that it made it that far, honestly. That just makes me happy. That's a good one. Now, Darjean, this one's going to be a tough one. We have This Is the End versus Zombieland up next. Which one are you going with on this one?
This Is the End. I have to go with This Is the End.
Ooh. Okay, defend this shit.
All right. I think this movie was the start of Seth Rogen's reign as producer, writer, director. I think the fact that they're able to add so many celebrities, they got so many willing people to just help out with this film. And I do think that the script is a little bit more funnier than Zombieland. Like, there are moments in Zombieland where it's very much hilarious, but I think just the banter of these celebrities alone makes this movie way more of a horror comedy than Zombieland. And it's the fact that none of these people have probably done a big horror movie like this in their lives. So the fact that they're just willing to just go balls to the wall with fucking screaming at each other and having demons chase them, and the rapture happened and had these philosophical arguments. It just goes around for a more tamed and fun movie for me. I think Zombieland, it's really fun, has a lot of moments, but there are certain moments where I'm like, okay, cool. Okay, we're back. And I'm like, okay, cool. Okay, that was cool. We're back. I feel like there's a lot of dips with This Is the End. I really don't dip in that movie.
Okay. All right. Hey, you know what? It's tough because I think I've definitely seen Zombieland more. Like, this is the one that I think I got a favor here. But This Is the End is not bad by any means. I'm actually really glad it's on the list because, once again, going back to our point from earlier, I don't think too many people see this as a horror comedy, and that's kind of a shame. In my opinion, there's some great moments throughout this one, and I love Seth Rogen style humor. It very much so hits for me. But Zombieland is something special. This is one. This is my scary movie. I grew up watching this movie.
I understand.
This one, it's definitely, I'm looking at it through a nostalgic lens, but Zombieland is just, it's very special to me. I think I got to give it to that one. Characters are great. The sequel's pretty damn good. But that original, it's just something special, man. Something real special.
It is something special.
Oh, man. Oh, we got Sarah Campbell trying to get back in Darjean's good graces, voting for Tight.
This is
I know. No, I know. I'm fucking with you. Voting for Tight, man. I'm sorry, that's really fucking funny. Oh, shit. May Ann also has been a member for 3 months. May Ann, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Saying shout out to Jake and all the mods, especially Sarah, too. I love that. May Ann, all the love to you. Thank you for being here. And thank you for being a Ghostface member for 3 months. We appreciate the heck out of you. Yes. Nice. Very nice. Very nice. Getting back to this, though, This Is the End is currently in the lead. How do you so anything else you want to say about this real quick?
Oh, there's lots to say about this movie. I mean, this is one of the only movies also to take a biblical thing like the apocalypse and make it fucking hilarious. There's been other movies, but have they been this funny? Not really. So I think the fact that they took the chance to make this big, hilarious, horror comedy about the rapture and how celebrities are. I mean, you got to think about how much they are actually calling themselves out on certain shit that they've done in the past. For some reason, I do think James Franco slept with Lindsay Lohan, and there's nothing wrong with that. I think that the fact that was in the movie is just and I've always been a fan of when they do take digs at other celebrities, because I wonder what the celebrities watching that movie probably sat there and thought. The fact that these are people you've probably seen in the Oscar rooms. These are people you've probably seen in various rooms, and they're just jabbing at you unwillingly. And just Michael Cera. That's it. That's my last point. Michael Cera.
Michael's, dude, that shit is so fucking fun. Like that, like actually gets me crying laughing at the beginning of that movie. That I don't know what it is, but that hits for me.
Like the first act of this movie is perfect.
Yeah, I agree. Hilarious. I agree.
The middle half, sure, you can defend some of the parts that kind of drag on for too long, but in terms of like beginning, middle, and end, you're not gonna sit there and not be entertained the whole time. I feel like I can walk away from Zombieland for a little bit, and as long as I'm back before the third act really starts, I feel like I'm okay.
Oh, I do feel like This Is the End drags a little bit. I don't know if it doesn't drag. I just think it has some moments that don't hit as hard as others, if that makes sense. Yeah. But Zombieland is pretty consistent. Like, there's never a moment where I'll be honest, Zombieland doesn't make me, like, lose my fucking mind laughing. But right. I think it's, like, a consistently really good film. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, I think I value that just a hair more. But both of these are so good. Like, both of these movies are so good, though, regardless.
I just think for This Is the End, it just goes there. I think Zombieland, it went there, but I also think that it kind of, like, didn't. I feel like there was more to Zombieland that they probably filmed that didn't get released. But I feel like This Is the End. I feel like they filmed everything that they wanted to and told studios, this is the movie we're dropping.
Pineapple Express 2.
Yeah, like, I mean, come on. So even that by itself is just hilarious. Emma Watson, Channing Tatum once again, the devil, and his dick getting cut off. You know, like just so many different parts. And then heaven is just the Backstreet Boys. Like I just think that all around, you're just like, what did I watch? What did I experience? I'm happy I did. You know?
Right. No, I feel that, man. Overall, I love both of these flicks. This Is the End is one that recently I've gotten into more. Like the more I watch it, the more I really do love it. So I feel you, man. Both of these are really good. Sarah, thank you again for the $2. We really appreciate it around here. And currently, This Is the End is in the lead by a single point. But I will say Zombieland is currently leading the audience poll, which results in 1 point for whichever movie wins. Zombieland is at 59%. Right now. So that unfortunately won't get us the W for Zombieland fans, but This Is the End may take it. We're going to give it another minute here. But then we're rolling it down. We're moving on to the next one. But I do just want to say with Zombieland, I think the character dynamics are just fucking perfect. Like I think everyone in that movie is written so well. You have Woody Harrelson who's being this silly asshole this whole time, and you're like, oh my god. But then you get to learn more about his backstory, about like what happened with his kid moving into Zombieland, and that's just so upsetting, man. It's it almost brings me to tears when I see it, and it's so unexpected.
It's very unexpected. Like it goes from Twinkies to backstory. And you're just like, oh.
He's more than just a guy looking for a Twinkie, you know?
Yeah, it's like and I give you that. I definitely give you that. I don't know. I just feel like This Is the End also plays more of just going there, you know?
Yeah.
I feel like the Rapture, they could have done so many things. And I think that like for a bunch of comedians, I think they did everything they could do about the Rapture. But I think like just give them a bigger platform, and you know they could have just excelled even further than that. So, you know, I almost want to see if This Is the End too. I mean, Zombieland 2 for me also wasn't that good. Like the sequel wasn't as good for me.
Zombieland 2, Zombieland 2 wasn't as good, but it's still fun. You know, that's how I feel about it. I'm like,
no, don't get me wrong, it's hilarious and it's great, but it kind of felt like a movie that didn't need to be made, but was made because of the hype. Like I felt like it should have been made back when Zombieland 1 came out. So like if they came out with This Is the End 2, I'd probably be like, okay, you guys kind of lost your chance with This Is the End. But that's how I feel about Zombieland. I'm like, you guys kind of lost your chance with me at least, of like me being like, oh my god, Zombieland 2, I gotta see this right now, you know?
Yeah, right. This is, man, so it's gonna break my heart a little bit, but This Is the End is moving forward, man, making it to the ending 4. So
wow,
that's pretty exceptional. I'm actually pretty shocked there. Real quickly too, I do want to just point this out. Barb is asking about when the next trivia stream is, and Sarah, who typically runs these bad boys, is talking about July 14th. We'll be doing another one. I don't want to say the theme quite yet, but it's going to be something really fun, and I'm very excited for it. So,
Oh.
Darjean, we might have to have you on that one. Just saying.
Listen, I mean, I'm pretty free.
Clear your schedule, dude. July 14th. We're gonna be doing this thing.
I'll be back in New York at that time, so I'll be.
Okay. Oh, see?
I'll be here.
Fuck yeah, man. Good shit. Good shit. So July 14th, everybody, we're doing another trivia stream. If you liked the last one, we're doing another one. I'm excited for it. It's going to be fun.
But wait, there's more.
but wait, there's more. Oh, man. All right. So we gotta run through these bad boys. We still got a few more matchups to go through. Jason Takes Manhattan versus Killer Clowns from Outer Space. Darjean, which one are you going with here, my friend?
All right, just because we got to run through them, I'm going to do a little bit of a speed round with these ones. Killer Clowns. Killer Clowns just is so iconic. It is the essential horror comedy, and it's a little bit more 80s than Jason Takes Manhattan. So I got to give it to Killer Clowns. Style-wise, absurdity-wise, just everything about this film is wild, and I think it just makes for an absolute killer time, and I think it drags a lot in Jason Takes Manhattan versus this movie.
Yeah, that's a really good point about one being more 80s than the other. I didn't even think about that, but I gotta say Killer Clowns, I think actually maybe holds that candle a little higher than Friday the 13th Part 8. The thing about it is it feels a little, the only thing about it that I don't love really, like I can excuse all the plot inconsistencies or whatever because it's such a goofy movie. Like that I'm not even really focusing on. The thing about it is it feels exhausted in a lot of ways. Like they made 8 fucking movies in the 80s about Jason killing people. You know what I mean? There's a part of it that feels just a little exhausted and like, okay, we've done this so many times.
And that's how you can tell, because a lot of the movie, and the reason I wanted it on this list was because he's not even in New York for an hour of the film, I would say. And I think that just goes to show you how exhausted they were with this plot, how much they just did not know what to do with this thing. So they just threw together this plot and made half the movie on a boat to the plot, you know? And it just goes to say that it was kind of like that, the tiresome point of just like, we're making another Jason movie. Okay. What are we going to do? Let's take them to New York. Let's see if that works. And they're like, we don't have a plot. And they go, you're right.
Fuck it. We got this boat. Let's film some shit. Let's see what happens.
Put him in the water. We'll show that he can swim, even though he's afraid of the water because he drowned, and they don't even explain that. But, you know, it's Jason. You're going to love him, sweetheart. Just go ahead and enjoy the movie. You're going to love him.
You're going to love it, sweetheart. It's fine. It's fine.
Just watch the movie. Cannolis and watch the movie, okay? You're going to love it, sweetheart.
Edna Mode and guest. That's okay. That's actually one of my favorite movies. I fucking love that film.
You know what movie we should have thrown on here was
what's
probably one of the worst, and that's a stream I kind of wanted to do with you. Some of the worst horror movies ever made. But a horror comedy that I just watched actually today was Little Nicky.
Oh my god! I'm sorry, but that's not going on the fucking list.
I know it's not top 10. Little Nicky makes top 100 horror comedy.
Maybe. If we're feeling generous, that's so fucking funny.
What's wrong? It's Nicky. And in the flash.
I'm Adam Sandler.
I'm Adam Sandler. My wife's in the film, but she's not my love interest. But that's
He's just explaining the movie, and then I'm sorry, that's so funny. Okay, Sarah Campbell is gifted 5 KillJoy Jake memberships. Sarah, thank you so much. I know I've said it many times, and the chat has even said it tonight, which I've been seeing, which is awesome. But Sarah, you are seriously one of the most crucial parts of this community, and we greatly appreciate you so much. Thank you for everything you do for the channel. If it's setting up streams, gifting memberships to My Chunky Jordy, Horror Tori, King Parham, Denisha Lane, and Midnight TV. We just appreciate the heck out of you. Thank you so much. Can't stress it enough. Got some great people out here. It's really great. It's just I'm so blessed by this community. It's amazing. All right, getting to this next part here, getting out of the last round, moving into the final four. Scary Movie versus Behind the Mask. So which one we going with here, Darjean?
I mean, it's a no-brainer. Scary Movie.
Scary Movie. Okay.
If you think Scary Movie wasn't going to make it to the top four, you must have came to the wrong channel.
Come on.
Scary Movie is just the essential, and I'll say it again, the essential horror comedy movie. You can't get more horror comedy than a parody movie about every horror movie that we love and enjoy. So, and it spawned just a great plethora of films, good or bad. There's still movies you can just throw on just because you might laugh at something in those films. And Behind the Mask, it's a great film, but I feel like it doesn't hold up and stand a chance against Scary Movie.
Yeah, once again, I'm going back to the same argument. Like, I know my argument with Behind the Mask is it's underrated. Not enough people know about it. That's unfortunate. But if you walk into a room and you say, "What's up?" everyone knows what the fuck you're talking about, whether it's cringe or not. Yep. Everyone knows that. It's just a cultural thing. It was part of everyone who grew up in the thousands knew about this. This was just a thing, man. Yeah. It's so iconic. It's kind of has to go to the top four of horror comedies for a list like this. You know what I mean? So yeah, without a doubt. Real quickly, Johnny's Hideout UK. Thank you so much for the support, my friend. Throwing £2 in there. I appreciate the heck out of you. Saying, sadly, Jason Takes Manhattan was to be 80% New York, but Paramount said no. That's why studio interference always makes Jake's wiener a little soft. Anyways, Johnny, thank you so much for that support. I really appreciate the heck out of you, man. Thank you. We're getting spicy with the jokes on here already. We're an hour and 45 minutes into this. Come on, we can make a flaccid joke.
We need to make an OnlyFans for the shit we stream. Jeez.
Dude, I can't believe I'm still monetized on here. Like, I wake up every morning and I'm like, I can't believe I'm monetized on this page still.
Just don't awareness of it. Just keep going until they shoot you.
That's been the plan, dude. Since day one, that's been the fucking plan.
But don't even bring it up. Just keep going. If something happens, we know what happened.
Yeah, if you wake up one day and there's no more KillJoy Jake channel, come on. you know what happened.
Replaced with like Black Guy Mike, then you'll know something very scary happened to Jake.
Jake went too far. He made too many dick jokes on a live stream.
Way too many PPR jokes.
PPR. Oh my God. All right. Well, Scary Movie is leading the poll 76%. Behind the Mask. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry to my friends, to my underrated friends in horror movies out there. Nathan Basil, I want to apologize to you directly. I'm so sorry, but we got to go with Scary Movie, man. Come on. Like,
we have to.
We'll know what happened if you go missing. YouTube came for you. Thank you, Albert. I appreciate that. Thank you. That's so funny. Shit. All right. Well, yeah. I mean, look, we're just gonna do this thing. Yeah.
Oh, it's getting scary now.
Oh, it's getting scary. All right. Darjean, the final four. I real quickly just want to say, like, this is incredible that this is our final four. I really like. Two of these, I was like, for sure. Three of these, I was like, for sure are making it to the end. This is the end, though. Made it too, and I just think that's pretty awesome. So we have that. We have Scary Movie. We have Cabin in the Woods. And we have Killer Clowns. I think that's a pretty damn good lineup for our final four horror comedies. Pretty exciting shit, everybody. So let's get right on into this with our third to last matchup, Cabin in the Woods versus Killer Clowns from Outer Space. Possibly the toughest matchup of the night. Darjean, how do you feel about this one?
Jake, you're gonna hate me.
Yeah?
This is the end is my vote.
That's not in the running right now.
Wait, what did you say? Oh! You know what?
Cabin in the Woods and Killer Clowns, my friend.
God, I'm so sorry. God, that's my bad. Killer Clowns from Outer Space is my vote.
Hell yeah, man. Let's talk about it.
It is. I'm so sorry, audience. I totally was like, I was reading This Is the End. I looked across instead of down. So, forgive me, y'all. But Killer Clown is, Cabin in the Woods is funny. But I just think Killer Clowns executes it a lot more. I think it's just so much more absurd. And it's just something you just did not ever think people would actually sit there and think was a good idea. And some people did. And it's honestly one of the greatest ideas ever made. It's dumb, it's stupid, it's fun. They go there, it's absurd. So I think although A Cabin in the Woods is absurd and it goes there, I think for what the plot has, I think compared to the two, it just doesn't go as far in terms of horror comedy as Killer Clowns from Outer Space.
That's a really good argument, specifically talking about like horror comedy, like which one fills that need more. I think Killer Clowns does that, but if we're talking about overall movies, I gotta go Cabin in the Woods, man. Like I'm sorry, Darjean, I'm sorry, man. But
Cabin in the Woods is great for. I bet you guys think I hate Cabin in the Woods. But I love it. I just think that it serves better. It's a better horror film than there's a horror comedy. Is my thoughts about Cabin in the Woods.
I think that's a very solid point. And if Killer Clowns wins this, I'm not going to be upset. I just think, me personally, movie-wise, I like Cabin in the Woods just a little more. And I've always been a little, I'm going to sound like such a film bro, and I know sometimes I really do, but I'm always drawn to the movies where you got to think a little more, or it's just a little complex with the overall concept. I'm just drawn to that so much more. Yeah. Oh, my farts don't stink and all that bullshit. But no, I love both of these movies though so much. I love dumb fun. I also love Cabin in the Woods style to approach a movie too. So I
think with the modern technology, I think that Cabin in the Woods kind of outbeats what they could have done. I think Killer Clowns kind of went with what the budget had. I think, with CGI and all that stuff, Cabin in the Woods definitely elevated it. But I don't know. I personally think that it's even more impressive to see the money that they probably have for Killer Clowns from Outer Space, and they just didn't, they did what they could and made this world up that, is so unbelievably not real, but also I'll believe it for this hour and a half,
It's so surreal and it's so unique. Like, there's no other movie that matches the same bizarre energy of Killer Clowns, I think. It's just a very unique, one of its kind. You can't really put that into a subgenre. Like, call it a horror comedy all day, but there's no other film like Killer Clowns from Outer Space, I think.
Literally.
Cabin in the Woods, though, I love to. I want to get some of these super chats, though. Johnny is throwing 5 pounds in there, saying, if I woke and there was no KillJoy Jake, I would sue YouTube. Wow, Johnny, dude, that thank you so much, man. That really does mean a lot. I really appreciate that so much, man. Thank you.
That's sweet.
Well.
I'm the peanut butter jelly horror channel. I'll beat Jake.
oh, no more shout outs for you, buddy. Unsubscribe. No, I'm kidding. I'm fucking with you, man. That's so funny. You got to do like a whole arc. You got to make a whole arc just about like, I will overtake him. Just do a whole villain character.
This is why I join the streams, to get you guys to like me just a little bit more. So that way, when I finally start doing videos like these on the same day Jake does his videos, that means you have to decide and you choose me.
You got to grow a mustache and just like twirl it around in your fingers. Yeah.
All right, there's like these little pubic hairs that's here that I'm trying to get to a beard. It's just...
You're making it happen, man. You're making it happen, dude.
I'm trying to, man. It's not working as good as I wanted to, but hey, we're here.
Oh my God, man. Well, shit. Johnny, thank you so much for that. That really does mean a lot. Thank you for that. We also got Albert talking about Killer Clowns, saying, so ready for the Killer Clowns game, came out of nowhere. we really did get that announcement a bit out of nowhere, which I was very excited for, right alongside the TCM game when that got announced. So I'm really excited for both. It's going to be very fun to play both of them. So Albert, thank you so much for the $2, my friend. I hear that as Killer Clowns is going to move on. Which makes me a little sad, but Cabin in the Woods, oh boy, it's such a good movie. I might watch it after this stream, honestly. It's so good. But Killer Clowns moving on, 58% in the audience vote, so it takes the lead. It's moving forward. Love it. Killer Clowns made it to the end too. That's fucking sweet. Oh, I cut back to the stream and Darjean is just taking the biggest sip of the largest water bottle I've ever seen. And I love it, man. Killing it, man. Got to stay hydrated or your skin is going to go dry, and that's never fun. Absolutely, man. All right, fine. One of our final matchups, and then we're nearly done with this stream here. We have Tit or This Is the End versus Scary Movie. Darjean, I think I already know what. Well, actually, these are two movies you love. I don't know what you're going with here. What are you gonna do? What's the vote?
I gotta go with Scary Movie. Scary Movie is the existential comedy movie. It takes a jab at everything and everyone, which I think makes for great comedy. I think as a stand-up comedian also, I feel like, I can make as many black jokes as I want, but if my audience is white, there's no point. It'll just be rude and unsettling and stuff like that. So I feel like compared to the two, This Is the End makes a lot of jabs at the actors present in the film, but Scary Movie takes a lot of jabs at just every culture, every race, everything. And like I said, it unapologetically just goes there with the killer, with the cast members, with, I think it's one of the first times I've seen a penis on screen.
I know.
It's one of those things where it made me admire the work that I do, which is acting. The fact that actor is willing to be like, hey man, it was cold that day when you took this photo. And it's just like, they just put all their efforts into it. And I feel like this was more of a movie compared to This Is the End, where it was like a bunch of friends getting together and just shooting the shit with each other. And This Is the End is like Adam Sandler movie to me.
I see where you're coming from with that. Yeah.
Yeah. Movies was like just an actual, like, we sat down, wrote a script. Shawty is actually a character. Ray is actually a character. Sidney Campbell's actually a character, And This Is the End is like Seth Rogen was just like, I'm going to write a movie, guys, and we're just going to make it, So
let's get really high and fuck around in the post-apocalypse, shit.
So I'm like, I appreciate the fact that also, if this deters anybody, since this is the last few, I haven't really mentioned this, but black filmmakers putting out work that is so iconic and will forever be iconicized in this. I feel like compared to the two, you will remember Scary Movie until you die. This Is the End, you might not. So, although I love This Is the End, I gotta give it to Scary Movie.
I gotta go with Scary Movie too. I think I'm like, it's really tough because I think This Is the End is a strange and underrated choice, and I'm glad it's on this list. But yeah, Scary Movie, like you said, it's just iconic. It's so fucking funny. Just chilling, killing.
I actually have a wallpaper that is that. Like, one of my wallpapers is him just on the phone, chilling, killing.
That's so funny, man. And like when he's like dancing and he's slicing everybody up, he kills everyone in the room.
Holding your ass, spill on the wall, play tennis with your balls. If the phone ring, don't answer the call. Like, just amazing. And it's just so funny to see. It makes me wonder if Wes Craven actually went to go see this movie about it. Like, I wonder if he was like, that's funny. Like, it makes it more fun. I feel like This Is the End is also fun, but Scary Movie is just iconic for everything that it stands for.
Yeah, I think I got to give it to that one. The audience poll is also destroying with Scary Movie in the lead at 73%.
Woo!
Seems like we all pretty much agree on this one.
This is about to be interesting and hard. I don't know how to feel about the last one.
This is going to break some hearts, everyone. The final matchup. 2 movies have come down to the bottom of the list here. Killer Clowns from Outer Space, an 80s horror comedy masterpiece, versus a thousands comedy masterpiece, Scary Movie. Darjean, what do you think here, man? What are we going with? What is going to be the winner of this poll?
In this corner, weighing about 80 pounds, we have Killer Clowns from Outer Space. My vote's Scary Movie. Black filmmakers, everything I've said. If there's anything new I need to add to it, it spawned a generation of movies that we have now grown accustomed to. It's just helped us out with understanding comedy. Like, we now have a definition of like straightforward comedy and parody movies versus comedy movies. And I think that's very important. I think Killer Clowns from Outer Space, it's funny, it's 80s, it's there, it's hilarious, it gets the job done. But if I'm gonna watch a movie, drunk, high, whatever, sober, I'm gonna watch it, and I'm gonna watch Scary Movie with friends, by myself. I feel like Killer Clowns I would have to watch with a group of friends to show them how ridiculous the movie is. But Scary Movie, I can watch that going to bed, waking up, going to the gym. It is just there for my enjoyment all the way around. Scary Movie is my vote.
Yeah, and talking about influence too, like, sure, Killer Clowns, I mean, I'm sure it's influenced it was, part of that wave of silly, 80s flicks that were very influential, of course, leading into like the early 90s and all that. But Scary Movie, man, I mean, there's so many, like you were talking about, there's many black filmmakers that I feel like were maybe even inspired by this in a weird sort of way. Like, I almost feel like we don't get things like Jordan Peele making a horror movie without Scary Movie. And it's like you were talking.
Go ahead.
And like, sorry, I didn't mean to keep cutting you off. You brought up something earlier about how, like, horror is very white. Jasmine Savoy Brown was in an interview not too long ago. It was very recent, where she talks a little bit about how that's the case, and to see more black voices in this genre, it's a wonderful thing. And it's something that's happening ever more as we move along into the future. And Jordan Peele being up there, being considered highly praised alongside the ranks of like John Carpenter, which is crazy. Yep. Like, that's awesome. That's awesome. That's huge progress. And I think Scary Movie is one of those things that kind of knocked down that door in a lot of ways. Like, I'm not saying it's the first, it's not like the first like black focused horror movie or anything like that, but it does have that influence because of how influential it is. So many people know this movie, and it comes from the Wayans brothers. So I think it's very important. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, you're good. It's smarter than Killer Clowns from Outer Space. I think there's just so many jokes that, like, I haven't even thought of with the series that they're talking about. And if you look at, the Wayans brothers were only part of 1 and 2. They stopped after 3. Or they didn't even do 3. They stopped after 2. So the fact that if you look at just the jokes and how they made some of those plot points and stuff work in those films, and joke about the horror films that we grew up loving and were like terrified of, I think it just makes for a better experience. And I think Killer Clowns is fun, but it's really dumb in a lot of places.
Yeah.
At least Scary Movie knows that it's dumb. Knows that it's dumb and knows that it likes to have fun.
Yeah, without a doubt, man. Without a doubt. We got a lot of super chats rolling into, which I want to talk about here. Dylan is throwing $5 in there. Thank you so much, man. Saying, in case you couldn't tell, Scary Movie is my favorite horror favorite movie of all time. No. Period. His name is literally Villain Killin'. He's chillin'. His name is Dylan. Come on. There we go,
you
man.
Like Scary Movie? No.
I couldn't tell.
Wouldn't scale.
Dylan, thank you so much for the $5, man. I really appreciate it. Hell yes to Scary Movie. Sarah Campbell's also saying Scary Movie as well. I want to see what your insides look like. Oh, turn to page 54.
Nice rack.
That it's so good. It's just so ridiculous, man.
So
It's really funny.
And the fact that that was in theaters and just influenced so many people to just like joke, and there's so many quotable lines. I mean, that could be a stream in itself of just how many lines do you remember from this movie, and you will remember majority of that movie than Killer Clowns.
Yeah, that's fair. I think honestly, there's some great visuals and like the creativity in some of the kills. I think is one of the things that Killer Clowns champions Scary Movie on, but. Like Scary Movie's impact on thousands culture is so much more powerful than like anything Killer Clowns could have ever dreamed of, in my opinion, which is like maybe a hot take, but I don't know, dude. I like everyone who grew up everyone who was alive in 2000 knows what's up. You know, I mean, most people.
Go ahead.
Most people know Ghostface from Scary Movie and not Scream too. There's that too to think about.
Exactly, because that's where like I go, have you seen Scary Movie? And most people go, oh, you're talking about Scream. Or no, have you seen Scream? And they go, yeah, that's the Scary Movie, right? And I'm like, the funny. So like the fact that you even have to say like the funny one, they're like, there's a funny one? I'm like, oh, you have not been cultured or seasoned yet. I got you.
And no, it's crazy. Like, I mean, I'll be honest. I saw Scary Movie before I saw Scream. Like that's you know, I'm a younger guy. Okay.
I saw Scary Movie before I saw Scream, and I'm not ashamed to say that.
Yeah, and it's one of those things. It's just it's very fascinating to me. I really like that. But Sarah, thank you so much for the $5. I do really appreciate it. Albert's also saying Scary Movie is too iconic after the Wayans Bros were separated from the franchise. It fell. Okay, I agree with that, but 3 is pretty fucking good.
I just watched 3 the other day, and that movie is fucking Leslie Nielsen. I mean, Leslie Nielsen. That is just like chef's kiss.
Dude, he's so fucking funny in that movie. Like, I don't know.
I'm like, sir, you keep thriving. Do what you need to do, sir.
He makes the parody movies that he's in. He's in that and like Superhero Movie, which honestly, out of all the offshoots, Superhero Movie might be my favorite, dude. Like,
Jay, I thought I was the only one who likes Superhero Movie. Superhero Movie is fucking hilarious, man.
It is. I love that movie. So like before all the shit came out about Drake Bell, I got to meet him. And I, once again, didn't know all the shit that he texted to, well, we won't get into that, but I got him to sign a copy of Superhero Movie, and it was very fucking funny.
Did he laugh at that, or what was his reaction?
He honestly, like, he looked at it and he was like, I've never had to sign one of these before. Like, he's like, I can't believe, like, he couldn't believe, he was more in shock than laughing at it, It was one of those things.
I can't believe my eyes. This is actually the movie I did.
Yeah, he's like, wow, I don't know too many fans of this one,
So, like this one, or is it gonna blow up in my face?
Yeah, is this a joke? Like, what's happening here? Oh my god! But Albert, yes, thank you so much for the $5, man. I do really appreciate it. All right, well, I mean, come on, everybody. I think we know what's going on here. The poll, 61% with Scary Movie. We're ending it there. Scary Movie takes it. Wow. Another W for another deserving movie, I think. How do you feel about this, Darjean?
Honestly, this is one of the only streams that I've been on with you where I've said, I'm pretty sure my top pick is gonna win. And this is my top pick before, we didn't really have a chance to discuss like the top picks before we got on here, but this was my top pick, and I'm very happy. And I'm so surprised that Killer Clowns from Outer Space. And this is the end. Like, that really goes to show you just how many people have seen those movies and actually appreciate the artistry that is, like, there's an artistry to those films,
Yeah, I gotta say, I'm shocked by the results of the Final Four. Like, I really thought, like, when you said this is the end, I'm like, okay, you know, that'll be a cool one. I don't know if, you know, the audience will dig that one as much, but it made it to the final four. It's like, fuck it. You never know with these streams, and I think that is what's so much fun about the bracket streams. Y'all gotta make it to all of these. We're doing them once a month moving forward. They're just so much fun, man. They're fucking great.
I love being here. I hope y'all enjoy me being here. Like, it is great to sit and do these fucking streams with y'all. Like, this is great. Seriously.
Hell yeah, man. Good shit, good shit. Well, Darjean, I want to say one more time, if you want to shout out your PB&J horror channel that's coming up, you're going to be starting to make some content on there. I would love to be in those Insidious videos, by the way, if you're making them. I'm just saying.
PB&J or it's right there under my name. Right there, but it's, you know, it's a horror channel, it's a fun channel for just all movies. One of my biggest goals is trying to watch Oppenheimer and Barbie back to back and then do a comparison video of why you should see both. I think that'll just be fucking hilarious and fun. And why not? Let's try to see me compare two totally opposite movies that both know they're coming out on the same day and want to compete with each other. And which is better? Which was the more fun experience for me? And of course, everything's my own opinion, but I would love, you know, movie reviews, movie reaction, trailer reactions. Like, I love watching Jake do it. I love watching some of my favorite, you know, other YouTubers do it. And I was like, I think I have pretty good reactions to a lot of things. So why not? Why not join the fight? So please subscribe. The channel's right there. And I hope to see you guys soon there, you know?
Hell yeah, man. And Sarah is throwing out links to Darjean's socials as well, so make sure to follow all those things. I'm sure you'll be posting the link to the YouTube channel when it happens. Look at that.
Yes,
good stuff.
Thank you so much, Sarah. We're back to being friends, as always.
This was a ride. This was a dramatic ride here.
This was a ride. Like I felt like I was in a Miley Cyrus song. That's like I was on just now.
God damn, I love it, man. Well, thank you all so much for joining us tonight. We'll be doing another bracket stream and some more streams throughout the week too. So make sure to join us for all those things. I'll probably be live on either Thursday or Friday at some point. So stop on by and say hey. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. As always, don't forget to kill it out there, y'all. Peace.